So, what is next after In Search of Courage?
So, so if I back up a little bit to answer the question, sometimes I find that doing something unique for the first time is so amazing that doing it again is not necessarily as exciting. We've traveled a lot around the world, and the first time we go someplace is, you're discovering everything, and it's a lot of fun, and it's all new. And the second time you go, or the third time you go, it's not, it loses its luster. And what I am excited about with my writing is that everything is different, whether it's the writing stage to the publishing stage or some of the other projects that I'm starting to work on now that In Search of Courage is getting ready to be published, are really, although they're similar in that they're writing and eventually publishing, that the projects are completely different. I'm co-writing with my daughter, with our daughter Gwendolyn. So Gwendolyn is 25 years old, has Down syndrome, and is very independent. And so she still lives with us, but she wants to have her life. And so she is very proud of all that she's accomplished, from academics to work. And so she is on her own quest for independence. And so we're writing a book together with her input and mine and others in the community on how adults with Down syndrome can fulfill their ambitions to be independent. So, and it's so similar in some ways, but very different in others from my first book, because it's got a lot more research, and I want to bring the voice of my daughter, but also the voice of many other people in the community into the book. And so I'm excited about learning about the topic more, and about research and how to pull that together, whereas my first book is largely coming right out of my head, and there's some of that as far as my personal experiences with our daughter and hers, but it's a very new path. And then the other project that I'm starting to work on is an introvert's book to business leadership. So as I experienced for the last 30 years or so working at major oil company, leadership is critical, whether you're a manager by title or just leading a group as part of the staff. Everybody has their different styles, but I think it's especially difficult sometimes for introverts to navigate that, especially in a large corporation, and do that well and with confidence, so that they don't feel like they're part of the abnormal part of society, but they're a critical part of the business community. And so I'm working on starting to gather information to put my experiences and learnings forward to help other introverts in the business community.
So, what would you say is your biggest challenge for these two projects coming up?
Biggest challenge for these two projects. They are different in many ways from what I've been doing thus far, but I'm excited about that. I think some of it is maybe time management, but a lot of that is really managing my own expectations. So I'm retired, and so it's funny to talk about time management when I don't really have a job to go to. But I have a lot of things that I want to do during retirement. Writing is one of them. Also spending more quality time with my family, since that was a big sacrifice during a lot of my work career, and becoming more healthy and things like that. And so I want to make sure that stays in some sense of balance. And so writing is part of that. And then writing at this stage, where I'm still finishing the publishing phase of the first book and doing research on the second and third book, that it can become a lot. And I really enjoy it. And I just want to make sure I have reasonable expectations about there's no real timeline on how fast I'm going to do those. I don't believe in that sort of thing. I believe more in wanting to make sure I put forth a really provocative sort of final product that's very interesting and helpful to the reader. And so if it takes a little bit longer, it will take a little bit longer. But I do tend to be compulsive as far as trying to push my schedule and push things. And so the biggest challenge is probably just managing that, moderating my goals so that I can deliver the right thing at the timing that's necessary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.